Hey guys, hope you're all doing well today. I'm here with my water ready to go, and you're probably wondering what this is all about. This video is all about. So there's never an easy way to do what I'm about to do or say what I'm about to say. But due to current circumstances and obvious circumstances, I felt that this was the best method so you could really hear my heart. So I've got a letter that I'm going to read because if I don't, I won't stop. So it's with a very heavy heart today that I come to you today. It's truly been a special 5 years at Lawndale as the college pastor. But God has now called me to Provision Church in Monroe, North Carolina, to work with Mark Navy, who many of you know or know of. Mark led Renovate this year for us, where I'll be the pastor of college students as well as mobilization over the whole church. There's roughly 1.2 million college students in the state of North Carolina, and 1.1 million are lost. But what's interesting is 80% of those college students attend private or community colleges. So our goal is to put together a strategic plan to reach these young people. So while I greatly love you all, this was a call from the Lord, which I must obey, and I know you understand that. But this video isn't so much about the call as thanking you. I'm also addressing it to both the college and young adult ministry. College ministry for obvious reasons, and the young adult ministry really because so many of you are so special to me and have been integral in my personal growth and time here at Lawndale. I can honestly say, as Paul said in Philippians 1, 3 through 5, I thank my God in all my remembrance of you, always in every prayer of mine for you all, making prayer with you because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. So this is obviously hard. There's so much to say, yet it's so hard to find the words. Lawndale Baptist Church is a special place to me. I started when I was 30, fresh out of seminary, and no clue what I was doing. And many of you would argue I still don't know what I'm doing. All I knew was that I loved Jesus and wanted college people to know exactly what I knew about him. Coming into an established ministry was honestly pretty scary for me, as I really had no idea what to expect. But honestly, it was awesome, it was fun, and it still is. Though challenges will always arise, my time here has always been so special to me and my family. But it's funny because Lawndale didn't always start out as a special place for me. A lot of you have heard some of this, but Dave Clemens, who started cutting my hair in 2003, and he still is, he lovingly encouraged me to come to Lawndale. I was really never interested in coming. While I was in seminary several years later, looking for churches to be a part of, I told Megan, who I knew Megan loved Lawndale, I told her that I would never go to or visit Lawndale. So needless to say, I visited Lawndale. My wife has a lot of wisdom. I never went anywhere else. And because of Megan's wisdom and ultimately God's providence, I've been blessed to develop relationships and memories that'll last a lifetime. Memories such as camping in freezing temperatures late in November at Hanging Rock, taking down David Holtz in Matt Hicks' front yard. Okay, just kidding. David took me down. I'll finally admit that. Hunter Bryant calling out basically the entire college ministry on GroupMe and getting away with it. The never-ending adventures of Steel Toe and Sticky. The entire ministry hating me for pulling for the Patriots every Super Bowl party. Tom Brady is the GOAT, and I can convince you of that. Sleepless Renovate nights and many more. But more importantly, seeing life change in students, seeing young people own their faith, something I'd never really seen before Lawndale. Seeing students that had never shared their faith, then boldly sharing their faith. Seeing students that were shy freshmen becoming vocal leaders and influencers. Seeing students that I thought were close to helpless to becoming strong believers in the faith and again, strong leaders. Seeing 18-year-old kids become 22-year-old men and women, and some of you even getting married. But most importantly, seeing God glorified through it all. He deserves the glory for any good thing that has happened. So I honestly wish this video could be an hour long, thanking so many of you individually, but I know you guys are millennials and Gen Zers and you're not going to watch something that long. So I knew no one would watch. But however, I do want to thank a few people, and I feel like it needs to be done in a public way. First is Dave and Deb Clemens. Simply put, I'm not doing this video today without their influence in my life. In fact, there's no college ministry without these two. I cannot tell you how many conversations and how much grace Dave has shown me throughout the years. He always encouraged me when he needed to and rebuked when he needed to. I always left my meetings with Dave feeling like I could run through a brick wall. So I love you, Dave. Kurt Dean. I mentioned earlier, my first year, I had no idea what I was doing. Kurt was always there for me. Kurt and Rodney Navy at the time helped me understand what being a pastor was all about. He always steered me in directions that I needed to go, and then steered me away from areas that I needed to steer away from. Matt Hicks. Pre-children, when Matt and I would meet, this is no lie, we would have to set aside 4-hour time blocks to discuss ministry. Again, not a lie. But while I had never looked at it this way, I could kind of justify it because I was kind of getting paid to do it. That was ministry. But he wasn't. Matt just loved the ministry with his whole heart, and he still does. Matt saved me from so many dumb decisions. He talked me off cliffs and talked me out of valleys. The adult leadership team, the college adult leadership team, Matt and Natalie Hicks, Greg and Teresa Hampson, Matt and Mary Holloman. You've all made the past 5 years an incredible experience for my family and me. I've always said that I walked into the most ideal situation any first-time pastor could ever walk into. You guys are amazing. You love Christ with everything you have and have meant so much to me and my family, as well as my personal growth. Words can't express how thankful I am for you. So to conclude, going forward, what now? What happens to the college ministry? What happens to the Rescue Network? Very simply, they continue. The college ministry and the Rescue Network are not Ryan Smith's ministry. They are God's. While I want to respect feelings, emotion, and sadness, I think God would say next man up. I'm reminded of the death of Moses, who many would consider the greatest leader of all time. And what was God's response to Joshua during that time? Really in Joshua 1 and 2, he says, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise. And he tells him to go and possess and go and take the promised land. So I wouldn't say this on video if I didn't believe it, but Cole is built for this. This past year has been so special working with him and seeing his confidence build each and every day. There's nothing fake about him. What you see is what you get. Follow him. Let him lead you. God has wired him for this, and this isn't a slight to anyone, but there's no one currently that I would rather take this ministry over than him. So remember that God is sovereign and this is his plan, whether we can understand or not. So trust him in that and trust his timing. So my official last day will be July 5th, and this has all kind of come together kind of quickly. However, we will likely be in Greensboro into the fall. So we'll be around as often as we can, but we certainly will take a step out of the college ministry. And on top of that, Megan and I are Greensboro natives, so our whole life is Greensboro. Our families have insisted that we come back often. So we will definitely be back and be around. But I want you guys to know deep down with all my heart, it's really an understatement to say this, but it's all I can really say. You all mean more to me than you'll ever know. I love you so much. To God be the glory.